I'm on the Sunshine Coast, surrounded by a sea of green. This is the Birdwood Nursery, where they grow a huge range of delicious and unusual fruiting plants.
We grow about 600 different varieties of fruit trees in any one season, and from year to year we can vary that up to 1,200, 1,600.
For 37 years, owner Peter Young has been developing his own propagating techniques, specialising in grafting. So why do you graft?
Well, Jerry, the main reason we graft is to reproduce an identical individual. If we just plant a seed, that's from sexual reproduction. And the seedlings we grow are all different, just as we are different. So what we do is we plant a seed of the unknown seedling, and then we go to a known mother tree, and we take a cutting off it, and we graft it onto the unknown seedling. And we end up with the variety that we want. Here we have a Grafter avocado, and this happens to be the Fuerte variety, or Fuerte variety. It could even be a Hass. But the most important thing is the unknown is changed into something we know.
So this rootstock has special qualities that may be protected against disease, and the top stock provides the fruit that you really want to enjoy.
Correct.
And when it comes down to grafting, you can't just put anything on top of an avocado rootstock. It's got to be something compatible.
That's correct. It's got to be usually within the same genus, certainly within the same family.
The nursery uses a range of different grafting techniques.
First of all, we're going to demonstrate the whip graft. We've got Mike along here, who's one of our most experienced grafters. First, he makes a single cut on the rootstock, and then he'll do exactly the same thing on the piece of grafting material, which we've collected from a Pink's mammoth custapple tree. Puts the two together.
That's a very close match, isn't it? They're almost exactly the same size.
Yep, it's got to be very, very close. Looks really good. And then he'll tie it up with some plastic tape. You must remove this tape afterwards, otherwise it will actually cut the rootstock in half, and that's tied up firmly. Now that keeps it together while it's healing, but it also keeps moisture in so it doesn't dry out. So what type of graft are we going to see next? Terminal side graft. We often call it the Asian graft, and it's one that we can use on evergreens like mangoes and avocados. You could use it on hibiscus, roses, you know, pretty well anything that's evergreen. We make a long cut on the grafting piece, turn it over and put a chisel point on the back. Then we just split the rootstock the thickness of the prepared grafting piece. So we're putting it on the side, not down the middle. And this is, hence, it's on the top, which is terminal, and on the side, hence the name terminal side graft. We're keeping some leaves on the rootstock. This is important to have some solar panels on the rootstock to feed the root system during the grafting operation until the graft grows away. Traditionally, the grafted plants that you'll find in any nursery have only one graft, which is the top stock, the fruiting or flowering part. The bottom part of the plant, the rootstock, is always seed-grown, and that makes it variable and a bit unpredictable. Birdwood is pioneering a new grafting technique called clonal rootstock production. They're the only nursery in Australia doing this at the moment. And what that means is that the rootstock is cloned, just like the top stock. First, we start off with a nurse seed, and this is the sexual seed. We plant an avocado seed. This is going to power the whole cloning process. When the shoot gets to around about 150 to 200 millimetres long, we graft it with the clonal rootstock graft. This has been selected for its tolerance against Phytophthora root rot disease and also waterlogging. So what we do is we take a graft off the rootstock tree, we graft it onto the unknown sexual seedling, and here we're going to be producing roots, so this is root cloning. OK, so now this has been grown in the dark. It has. Put it into a dark room. And that helps the roots to be produced along the stem? Yeah, the chlorophyll inhibits rooting, so we get rid of the chlorophyll, we get roots very easily on the clonal rootstock. OK, now this little thing here. And eventually we want the nurse seed at the bottom that's powering the whole process to die. So we put this little ring on to cut it off, and that usually happens between 4 to 8 months. The cloned rootstock then takes over with its own roots. So we've had our first graft is for the clone roots, the second graft is for the fruit, and there's the finished product on the end. That one there is around about 9 months. So the result is a completely reliable cloned double-grafted avocado tree. Grafting is an ancient art, and here at Birdwood, Peter has found new ways that will benefit gardeners wherever they may live.
After such a long time in the business, what keeps you happy coming into work on a Monday morning?
I guess it's the plant passion that keeps me going. Once you get chlorophyll into your veins, you just can't get rid of it.